Greetings, chess aficionados. Today, we'll embark on a voyage into one of the most sophisticated realms of chess openings, the Kan variation of the Sicilian Defense. This opening, with its characteristic pawn structures and maneuvering, beautifully encapsulates the spirit of chess, a blend of strategy, tactics, and deep positional understanding. So, let's dive into this enthralling universe and break down the intricate moves of the Kan variation. 1.e4, c5. As customary in many games, white initiates with e4, seeking central control. Black immediately signals the Sicilian defense with c5, challenging white's pawn structure and indicating a desire for a complex game. 2. Knight f3, e6. White develops the knight to f3, eyeing the central d4 square and preparing for a pawn thrust. Black responds with e6, reinforcing the c5 pawn and keeping the development of the pieces flexible. 3. d4, d4. White pushes with d4, looking to dominate the center. Black opts for an exchange in the center, capturing the pawn on d4. This decision hints at a specific sub-variation within the Sicilian. 4. Knight d4, a6. White recaptures with the knight, placing it dominantly in the center and influencing key squares. Black's a6 is a telltale sign of the Kan variation, a modest move with profound implications, aiming for b5 expansion and keeping options open for both bishop and knight. 5. c4, knight f6. White counters with 5.c4, staking a claim in the center and aiming to provide a solid foundation for further development. Black, on the other hand, develops the knight to f6, putting pressure on white's e4 pawn and preparing to challenge the center. The Kan variation, right from the outset, promises a rich tapestry of positional plays and tactical skirmishes. With a blend of pawn moves and piece development, both sides are laying the foundation for a captivating middle game. The spirit of the Kan variation is evident. A delicate dance of strategy, where both sides strive for dominance without overextending. The Kan variation of the Sicilian defense is marked by a distinctive blend of finesse and combativeness. Let's continue our exploration of the moves and the strategic implications behind them. 6. Knight c3, queen c7. White continues with the development of the queen's knight to c3, further solidifying control of the central squares. Black responds with queen c7, connecting the rooks and putting the queen on a semi-open file. This move also frees up the knight on d8 for future development. 7. Bishop e2, bishop b4. The bishop's move to e2 prepares for kingside castling. On the other hand, black's bb4 pins the knight on c3 to the white king, making central breaks like e5 more difficult for white. The bishop move also prepares for black's knight to develop to its natural square on f6 without worrying about e5 pawn thrusts. 8. Knight c2, bishop c3. White's knight retreats to a less active square, but it prepares to support the c4 pawn and can also jump to b4 or e3 in the future. Black captures the knight with the bishop, sacrificing the bishop pair but doubling white's pawns on the c-file, which can become potential targets. 9. c3, d6. White recaptures with the b-pawn, ensuring that the pawn center remains intact. Black now establishes a solid pawn chain from e6 to d6, adding more control over the central squares and preparing for future operations on the king side. 10. Bishop a3, knight e4. White's dark squared bishop eyeing the d6 pawn is a tactical threat, indirectly defending the e4 pawn. Black, however, bravely captures the central pawn with the knight, challenging white to prove any compensations for the pawn sacrifice. 11. Queen d4, f5. White's queen centralizes on d4, hitting the knight on e4 and also eyeing the g7 square. Black defends the knight while simultaneously advancing on the king side with the move f5, aiming for a strong pawn chain. 12. Bishop h5, king f8. White's bishop check on h5 is disruptive, pushing the black king to an awkward square. Black's king f8 steps out of the check and might be preparing for a future g6 to chase away the bishop. 13. Castle, knight d7. White goes ahead with the kingside castling, ensuring king's safety and connecting the rooks. Black continues developing with knight d7, supporting the knight on e4 and potentially looking to establish a strong outpost on c5. 14. f3, knight c5. White challenges the centralized black knight with f3, intending to regain the sacrificed pawn and free up white's pieces. Black's knight jumps to c5, maintaining pressure and central influence while also targeting the potentially weak c4 pawn. 15. g3. a5. White's g3 is a multi-purpose move, preparing to fianchetto the dark-squared bishop and giving additional support for a potential f4 push. Black's a5 consolidates the knight's position on c5 and might be preparing to expand on the queen side with a potential a4 push. As we conclude this segment, it's evident that the Can variation offers a rich tapestry of strategic and tactical opportunities. With each move, the complexity of the position escalates, and both players are required to navigate with precision and creativity. The Can variation of the Sicilian Defense is a testament to the sheer depth and richness that the game of chess offers. The positions arising are neither overly tactical nor just dry positional battles. Instead, they offer a balanced blend that challenges all facets of a player's skill set. Every move in the Can has a ripple effect on the position. Whether it's the early decision to deploy the queen to c7 or the intricate interplay between the knights and central pawns, each choice carries weight. This variation demands a profound understanding of pawn structures, piece activity, and long-term objectives. One of the hallmarks of the Can variation is its inherent flexibility. The setup allows Black to adapt to various pawn structures and central configurations, making it a robust choice against a myriad of White's responses. Moreover, as we've seen, even slight deviations in move orders or piece placements can lead to entirely different middle-game themes. The Can variation is not just a series of moves, but a philosophical approach to the Sicilian defense. It encourages creative play, rewards deep understanding, and challenges both players to outwit their opponent in intricate positional battles. For those eager to add a versatile and profound weapon to their chess repertoire, the Can variation is an excellent choice. Its nuanced positions and strategic richness ensure that every game is a new learning experience. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the labyrinth of the Can variation. Remember, the key to mastering any chess opening is consistent study, practice, and, above all, a genuine love for the game's intricacies. Keep exploring, keep challenging yourself, and relish the endless beauty of chess. Until our next exploration, happy chessing.